We're back. Oh my God.
No,
Mel.
no.
Oh, Mark, Mel. Dude, this is so crazy, Mark, because
Sorry.
you and I started this journey together.
Sorry. Did you miss me?
I did. I know that guy. I did miss you. But I gotta say, you and I started this journey together. And what's been great watching you is you took off and you went on this isn't bringing me down path. And you went and you got some serious healing and stuff. And I want to hear about your journey.
Well, you know, pyramids, Tesla bioenergy healing things. I've got fucking, but really, it's about going inside.
Right.
It's what I've come to the conclusion in the last 18 months is the same conclusion I came to 18 months ago, which is it's a choice between fear and love. That's it, baby.
Right.
That's all. That's the end of the show. Thanks. Great to see you too. But it is.
People are going to be excited to see you back, but you really went there full force. You went in on the journey.
Mel, I couldn't even begin to explain. Well, I say I couldn't even begin to explain. I did start a YouTube channel and wrote a load of poetry, but I couldn't. Apart from that, I couldn't begin to explain the experiences. The last 18 months have just been. I'm talking to trees, stars talk to me. I've seen UFOs. UFOs have done shows for me in the sky, like triangular ships. I've met incredible people. But during that journey, I've also been attacked. And I'm not talking about trolls. I'm talking about psychic, demonic attacks.
Right.
And I've had to get stronger. In fact, I was just listening to a video of a really amazing psychic in Bournemouth. And she was channeling this idea that this whole thing is an opportunity for us to become pearls. And how the pearls get made under extreme pressure,
right,
under terrible, really difficult circumstances. And that's what's going on. And it's constantly choice and consequence. Choice every day, choice and consequence. And especially in the last 2 months, I mean, I kind of backed off a lot of YouTube stuff because I had to, because it was just like, and it's like everybody chasing the intel, right? I fucking hate that word. If I ever hear that word again, I'm just going to shoot people, right? In the future. I've got some intel.
I know.
I'm just like, it wasn't for me because the intel is inside you.
Right.
That's where it is. And it's really simple. And that's what this is all about. So I don't know. Do you want to see a poem?
Yes, I do. First, I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
Oh, that's what I was saying. So, I had another bout of like attacks. And when I say attacks, anybody that's not understanding this, I mean, we're multidimensional beings, right? And we go way up out there. We exist outside of time. Time doesn't really exist. We've had lots of us have had multiple lives in multiple realms, in multiple time zones. I've been back through the Akashic record. I've been back to the beginning of time. I've broken all the contracts with the Draco and all of these other creatures from all over the place. I've seen the greys operating on my brain. I've seen the spiders, the AI spiders coming out. I've been to the fourth dimension. I've helped release the fairies from fourth dimension. I've seen the Golden Lion Gate. I've seen all of these incredible things. And you can't, I don't know, when you've seen these things and when you've experienced them, you can't ignore them. You can't just go back to work and go, yeah, I'll just carry on doing it. And also, you can't wear this and you can't get that.
Right.
Because how can you? Because you're a sovereign being. And I'm if anybody's depressed watching this, I apologize for the fact that I'm really happy. I'm really full of beans. And what I did in the last, I just decided to take my kids away.
I know.
And we just went and we just had a great time. And we went water skiing, we went to the beach, we just went walking, we did stuff, right? We just did good stuff, high vibrational fit. We played chess until 1 a.m. We didn't watch TV. We did watch a couple of movies because I do like movies still, but I do that to dissect them, as you know. But and then for me, I've really learned they say the Buddhists say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. That's that I've known that for years, but I now fully understand it. You've just got to
Right.
get up every day and chop wood, carry water,
Right.
do stuff, do good things, be nice, serve people. Don't try to save the world, serve the world.
Right.
And then not, and then, this concepts of light workers and people like you and all over we're all dotted around. We're forming a grid around this, or throughout this realm, I should say, which is holding the light, which is transforming the planet. And when you're stuck in the intel or the news, which is even worse on the TV, you can't see that because you're vibrating right down here.
Right.
They're hypnotizing. You got you right down there.
Right.
You've got no chance. No chance.
It's so good that you said that about your kids and getting out there into nature and all the stuff you did and playing chess and hiking and going to the beach. I spent 10 days traveling across America. I decided to drive. I went to an event with General Flynn and a bunch of great heroes and warriors out in Michigan. And I drove. And we stopped along the way. I stopped in Ohio. I stopped in Indianapolis. I stopped in Pennsylvania. And I just met so many great humans, people that love America, people that love their family and their children, and they celebrate all that's good. And all we see in the media and all that is the opposite. And I met true patriots, but also people from all walks of life, and people that are, doing what I hoped was happening out there. But unless you get out of New York City, where I am, and get shut off the TV, you can tend to think you're so isolated. There's no one. But I found the vast majority of people in America not only see what we see, feel what we feel, but are rising to the occasion. And no, they don't look at America the way that we're being told, that the majority does. That's not true. And it's really been an amazing journey. The only thing that upsets me, and for all of our countries, is there's so much barren land and so many abandoned factories. I mean, all by design, we know, but the opportunity to rebuild on the other side of this is enormous. And, I don't know how everything's going to play out, but I do know that what the potential of my country that has been squandered, that is still there, is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so I looked at it with a half of, well, God, those demons really gutted my country. But I also looked at it that the bones are still there, and the beauty is still there. This is a very beautiful country when you drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to say, I've been feeling the same way you have, which is get out of your house, go out into the world, experience it, leave all that brainwashing and that negativity at home. And you will find that there is this overwhelming sense of people that want to rise above, want to, be spiritually on a better level, and know that they are being sabotaged. And it's up to us to say no, and to take our sovereignty as humans and our lives back. And that's what, people need to be doing more of.
Well, that's weird, right? Because about, 6 weeks ago, I was getting this very strong urge to start to do what I've spent the last 12 years doing, which was to create an online course, because I've spent 25 years doing digital marketing, right? So I've written books about it. I've blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go Billy Big Bollocks, but I'm good at digital marketing.
Right.
And I thought, I was like, I kept hearing it. I was like, is that appropriate? I was like, to start to do another course for my audience. They're all spiritual women mainly. So I'm like, okay, I'll put it together. And I called it How to Monetize What's Already in Your Head, Create a New Income Stream and Become Sovereign Quickly, because that's what I teach people to do, right? So I put it up, and I got 180 students. I gave a load.
I didn't even know about it. I got to put it up. That's exactly what people need right now.
Well, this is the thing, right? Because I got 180 students. I gave a load of free places as well. It's not about making money.
Yeah, I know.
I get paid for it, but blah blah blah. But it's been such a transformational experience.
So cool.
The people on the course, it's been mind blowing, and I kind of didn't expect that, because it's very liberating to just say just totally be in your truth.
Yeah.
So I put up, I've done sales pages for courses over the years, and I'm going, oh, I'm Billy Big Bollocks, and I make this much money, and you can too, and blah blah. And it's like, it's also boring, right? because who gives a fuck about that? And it's not about the money, right? But what it's about is empowerment. It's
That's
about
it.
empowerment. And there's so many people now who are being forced out of work because they won't get this, or
I know.
they hate the job that they're in, or
Right.
the one that gets me the most in this country where I'm based, which is Ireland, is
Right.
the majority of the country are like
Oh, is that true?
suckling on the
Living
nip
off
of
of
the
it?
state.
Right.
This is a communist country,
It's
right?
terrible.
And they don't realize it's a communist country. It's ridiculous.
No.
Right? So it's just been amazing, you know, and
Yeah.
people are like, I've got this Telegram group. There's only 170 people in it. It's like I get up every morning. I'm like, wow, look at these people. They're just doing all this amazing stuff. And they're like, thank you, Mark. I feel so empowered. And I've got them going on. And the great thing is, because they're all spiritual and they've all got interesting stuff to teach, they're getting out. We're using the weapons of the cabal to get these amazing the messages from these amazing people out there. And every single time they make a video or they put a thing out, they're making the world a better place. And it's just been, it's, you know, it's not a big thing, but it's just wonderful. It's been a wonderful thing. I've been teaching it live, and I thought it would be about 6 hours long. The first lesson I did was 4 hours long. The second one was 4 hours long. You know, me and you can talk, right? So
I know.
it was like, I'm halfway through. They've already had like 17 hours of training. It's just been amazing. I've loved it.
But it's so interesting because you really connected a lot inside. I mean, you connected inside and with God and the universe and all that. And you were probably led to do that. Like you said, you kept getting it in your head because most people need that. A lot of people don't eat. A lot of people that have been living in the matrix, in the debt slavery, and in the ugliness, in the toxic cabal world, lost a sense of purpose a long time ago. Don't have that internal self reliance or that even belief in self. Or, you know, I had a great mentor back in my days in film and stuff, and he always said dreams don't have an expiration date and all this stuff. And people like need a guide, like a leader. We have no leadership in America right now. People need a guide to say, you know what, whatever that is in your heart that you want to manifest, here's some tools to help you. Well, that's what everyone should be doing right now.
We're amazing manifestors, and I've noticed the speed of manifestation has gone through the roof. I mean, you talk about driving across the country. I've got a certain car that I love. It's old. They don't make them anymore, right? I found I literally found a week later, it's in my drive, and I'm like, how did that exactly happen? And then I'm driving around the country with the kids in it, and I'm like, this is just magical.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel guilty about saying that, especially online, because some people go, well, I'm not having a magical life, and I'm in Australia, and it's locked down, and it's horrible, and it's military, and you know, I get that, but we're all exactly where we're supposed to be, and everything is exactly as it's meant to be.
Right. I told you, that's interesting because I had something like that too. I really do believe that, you know, I am being led by God, and everyone can get negative or do whatever they want, but I still know that my path is chosen for me, and I get up and I just kind of follow what comes. And I never thought, because of what I'm doing, that I would ever work as an actor again or in Hollywood or any of that. And I get a call last week from a casting director saying that this director requested me, and I'm like, what? And guess what? Guess what the movie's about? The takedown of Harvey Weinstein.
No way. I think I could play Harvey. Get me in.
You could, but you're much better looking. But I'll tell you, what are the odds that would be the movie? And it's going to be a big film, really good actors. But it's about the two girls that really forced the exposure of the Weinstein Company and all that. And I said, oh my God, I've been exposing it myself for 3 years.
Oh, it's amazing.
I thought, how could this be possible?
It does not surprise me at all. Nothing surprised me. I think things are going to get more magical, more magical, because once you are guided by your inner light, which is really God coming through you, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, once you actually start trusting it, it's incredible. And it takes, you know, and it's not about necessarily being on YouTube or wherever and having thousands of followers. Everybody that's at home right now who's in a family that hates them because they're not getting vaccinated or whatever, or you know, they're all holding the light. We're all doing the job,
right?
And that's what's amazing.
Yeah. That's the hard part. I do feel you and I are very blessed in the fact that we have a supportive family, and we kind of don't bother with anyone that's not on our side and not on the same team. But yeah, I've seen a lot of unnecessary heartbreak. People still have to realize they have a choice. It seems like people act like they don't have a choice, or their families are being broken up, like right now in New York. I don't know if you know this, but you probably do. We are a few days away from, you can go in nowhere in New York City that survived, mind you. Half of New York City didn't survive the first round, but after, I think, Tuesday, you can't go in anywhere public unless you have not just the jab, but the digital vaccine, like the QR code. So this is starting this week, and he seems to be getting away with it. And my friends that have restaurants that survived, that I told you that there's one at the corner. They're both immigrants. They really built the American dream. They can't get employees because they're still paying $300 a month on top of unemployment, so they don't want to work. And the ones that they have don't want to get the jab, and so they have to close, or they have to run the restaurant just themselves. And God forbid they let anyone in that doesn't have the right papers, they get $1,000 fine a day.
A fine is just a piece of paper.
I mean, this is just so disgusting.
It's just fear. It's just fear, right?
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
People have to not comply.
You just throw it in the bin. There's nothing legal about any of this at all. And at the same time, you've got that in New York. You've got DeSantis giving out fines to anybody that owns a business that demands a vaccine passport, and he's going to fine the businesses $5,000. Talk about a divided world.
Oh my God, really?
Extraordinary.
Really? Yeah, it is. It is so divided. But again, I still think that the people that are seeking light and the positive side are the majority. At least it appears to me, when you get out, at least in America, when you get out of the Northeast, New York and DC and California, in the middle of the country, I'm seeing the majority are the people that want our freedom and our Constitution and our country back. It's not looking great right now, but I hear you have a poem.
Well, I was just going to say that's very similar. What you just described is very similar to Britain, in that London and the rest of the country are two different places. Right. And Brexit was a really great example of this, because the majority of people that want to stay in Europe were in London. The rest of the country knew it was bollocks and wanted to get out. And when you go to London, when you go to these cities like New York and stuff, the brainwashing's on the buses, it's on the bus stops, it's fucking everywhere, right? And the frequency within those places is so satanic and dark that it turns the people become demonically possessed and then do what the demons tell them to do. Exactly. And in the country, in the middle of America, it's difficult to do that, and it's also difficult to do that in the northeast of England, where the hot towns were decimated by the Satanist Margaret Thatcher 30 years ago. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to share this one with you because this is he says he wants to share it. I'm trying to find it now. I had it all teed up and everything. Hang on. This is as you know, I've been doing this. There it is. I've been doing this for a while, and I thought I'd do a retrospective.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just had to switch to my own server, so now I have the melkshow.tv. So I was thinking of putting all the old ones back up.
So here we go. Here's I didn't want to give away the title. damn. Here we go.
And of course, being a poet, I felt that my work during the days of the great pandemic in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, did bring a level of hope and joy to the hearts of millions of people without, feeling overconfident about it. I was saying only to President Trump the other day, Ivanka, I think that, out of all the things that I wrote, this particular ditty had verisimilitude and humility and a level of Shakespearean projection that I never really topped at any other time in my career. I call this one quite.
Oh, great.
I know half your audience is just unsubscribed, but
No, no. No, not my audience. No, that's awesome. Oh my God, I love you as the poet skipping down, and then you become the angry rapper.
Honestly, this stuff comes from God. I'm telling you.
I
God,
know, but you know what? The way that you've expressed it, though, you should have. I mean, I want to put them all up. They're all great, but I feel that way right now about that whole situation. I think, I know that that's your poem and everything, but I think YouTube and all of them they're on their way. Like this is not.
Welcome to the Mark Atwood Show, Adventures of the Cosmic Suits.
Oh, sorry, Mel.
I mean, and I think the world would be a much better place when they pull the plug on all of them. I think Twitter. I think they should all go.
No, I agree. I don't know though. I mean, YouTube especially there's tons of amazing content on there.
I know.
Amazing people over a very long period of time. It's a real shame to lose it all.
It
Can't
is.
the good guys just take it over and call it something else? But
well, that would be good too. It's just I just feel like so much damage has been done by these companies, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter. And then all the other cohorts that get a piece of it. It just seems to me that people were led to really kind of invest their whole lives. That thing they're talking about now, the metaverse. It's terrifying. It's like that movie Ready Player One would be like the future, and like the whole like fourth industrial revolution. And you have Kissinger somehow still alive, writing books with somehow still free or alive Eric Schmidt about the new human robot. And all this crazy stuff. And I look at it and I think, on a very low level, like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything that they've done have prepared you to kind of give over to this.
Not even on a low level. I mean, it's overt,
Right.
And I got out of Facebook jail the other day, and I was on a 30-day ban, and I just sat there and went bomb, 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 bomb. How come on, ban me, you fuckers! I just get everything out as fast as I could. I don't care anymore.
I know.
Literally.
Well, you and I continued to live without it. I never went back. A lot of people when I lost my YouTube, a lot of people were doing that thing where they start another channel or they do like a little short one. And I just was like, first of all, I knew there's a lot of channels that are not me that put up the same exact content I got kicked off for.
Yeah.
But anyway, I never went back to YouTube. But I see the people that did, but it has been, I do feel good about it. That I just kind of said, I'm not going to rebuild there and I'm not going to play their game. And the same thing with Twitter. I never, and I don't use Facebook for this, but at this, just to me, I just feel that so many people don't realize the amount of surveillance and control and the new level of which they have infiltrated our lives and our sovereignty as humans, as not Twitter. I mean, not YouTube as much as the others, and Google, which is YouTube. But I think we also have to take a big look at how much of our privacy we are willing to continue to allow to be violated by these companies and these entities, because I'll tell you what, anyone that's downloading those track and trace things is completely and 100% surveilled. Yeah.
Oh, well, anybody's got one of these, although this one doesn't surveil. But
right. And somebody says to me, well, it's just easier to download the app onto your phone. And I'm like, yeah, it's just easier to give Bill Gates and the WHO and all these demonic entities all of your information and data and everything on you and where you are at every moment and what your temperature might be.
Well, it's like my mum asked me for a favor the other week, and I said, okay, I'll do the favor for you, Mum, but you got to throw Alexa out. She's like, really? I said, yeah, throw the fucking thing out. I'm going to come around with an axe if you don't throw it out.
Right. I agree. It might, but that's the thing. You and I know that the origins of Twitter and Facebook and Google and everything go to DARPA, which has always been a track and trace surveillance. And, the king of depopulation, Mr. David Rockefeller, in 1996 did that interview where he told a reporter that he would like to have everyone microchipped in the future. That was 1996. Around, before he even before the Rockefeller Foundation wrote the playbook for the COVID, Operation Lockstep.
Well, there you go. Rockefeller's just proving that you can manifest your dreams. You see, there's no expiry date for dreams, and he dreamt of a microchipped, robotic, stupid future.
Yep.
And he
here we
nearly
are.
got there. He nearly got there. But fuck you, Rockefeller. You ain't
Right, I
do it.
agree. Now, where are you headed now? You're going on another adventure.
I'm going sailing for a week.
That's so with the whole gang?
No, just me on a boat.
Just you?
I'm not telling anybody where I'm going. I'm just
Are you going by yourself?
I'm not giving any more details. I don't do that. But
That sounds like heaven on earth. I
I'm
would
just-
love to go sailing by myself for a
nature.
week.
It's nature. I'm just
Oh,
away
That
from
sounds heavenly.
everything.
I'm going
Everybody
to
should do it. If you can, look, just go and drive into the hills. Everybody can get a train. Go, just get out. Buy a tent. They're not expensive. Go and camp.
no.
We
My
have to
life changed. I found God in all of this. My life changed 3.5 years ago, right before I started doing this. And this is probably why I drove from LA to New York by myself. I took 3 weeks and I stopped anywhere on the way I ever wanted to, like Lake Michigan or the Grand Tetons, the Colorado River, everywhere. 3 weeks alone, and it changed my life forever. And I came to this right after. I had literally my Bible, my car, and my sister's old cat that she said, "Will you take the cat with you? Because I don't want to fly." And I drove cross country, and it was awesome. And it's really life changing. Everyone should get out there. But going alone it was so spiritual. I had the best time.
You only find out who you are when you hang out with yourself.
I know. And I like myself.
I
had the best time.
I avoided me too, but I avoided let's not go there. I avoided myself for years. I avoided myself for years through booze, right? I drank when I was on my own because I didn't want to face myself or I didn't want to face what was going on. And I got slapped, almost to the point of suicide through that. Yeah. And I thank God every day, that I went because you go through that, you get to the point where you literally don't care if it's like every day's a bonus.
Right.
And when every day is a bonus, you live in the moment. Yeah. When you live in the moment, you seize the day.
Yeah.
And when you seize the day, you're living. And my advice to everybody is anything that's not serving you, just get rid of it.
Right.
Anything, anybody. Get rid of all the people, get rid of anybody, any situation. Don't be afraid, especially to people who are in the police or the health services, right? Stop worrying about, they've stolen your pension already. Stop worrying about your job and your mortgage because it's the time is now.
Right.
Stand up for something. Stand up. Make a complaint. Say no. Right. And you'll find every time you walk into a store without a mask and every time you stand up online or whatever, or in a room full of people, even, you give strength to all the other ones that are in the room that are hiding behind the mask because they're scared to say anything.
Right.
And that's how we do it. And it's I've been saying the same thing since the beginning. The human race is like a petri dish in biology class at school. It's all one color. And you introduce a new bacteria, a new thought, a new idea, and it goes dim, 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 boom. Suddenly the whole thing changes. Suddenly the whole dish changes, right?
Right.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. That's what the Great Awakening is. It's just going to go, I don't know what's going to make it do that.
I know.
And I'm not bothering with dates or anything. Forget the dates. The problem when you focus on dates and you focus on what if, is that your future gets stolen from you.
Right.
Because you haven't got a future. Nobody's got a future. You've never had a future. All you've got is the present moment. The past is gone, forget it. There's nothing you can do about it. The future doesn't exist yet. Don't worry about it. All you've got is right now. Or as Eckhart Tolle would say, the power of now. That's all
you are right. You are right. Well, you are always a breath of fresh air. And yeah, that's true. We bonded a long time ago because you and I had gone to that dark place and found a way out and we'll never go back. And we try to make every day a worthy day for us and for our children and for, those around us. And I love having you on. You're such a breath of fresh air always. And have fun sailing. I got to hear about it when you come back. And thank you so much, Mark. You really are one of the voices out there that never, ever went negative. And so many have. And you just kept keeping everyone positive. And I got to take your course because that should be everywhere. I'm actually going to put a link to that. If you could send me the link in the description box, because I get so many people that want to reinvent themselves now. This is, you and I talked about it the entire COVID, that everyone had the opportunity. They could look at it one way or the other. And you and I were saying, look at it, what you didn't do and do it now. Yeah. And that's kind of you know, the whole theme that you and I talked about for months before you went on your journey. And it seems to me that that journey really has served you very, very well. Thank God.
Well,
But
just
yeah,
trust God, trust the universe has got your back. You've got spirit guides, you've got angels, you've got all these things around you, and all you got to do is tap into them,
right.
and
Always.
just tell them that you're listening, and they eventually you'll hear them.
Yeah, you are proof of that. I'll tell you.
Well,
You never.
I can't believe I'm still here some days.
I know, but you also open yourself up to everything. You're the perfect example of an open mind, that you just, no matter how skeptical you are, you allow everything to kind of come in. And that's the way to live. I've watched you grow so much, but also look at things as ridiculous, and then only to learn about them and then teach others. And it's like mind blowing, but you have to have an open mind.
I've made mistakes as well. And the key is not to be afraid of making mistakes, not to be afraid of making a fool of yourself. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up. We're human.
Right. Okay. Well, I love you and have a great time. And we will see you again soon.
Thanks, Mel. You
Stay
take care.
safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.